Hi, I'm Lisa Niven Kelly, founder of Beaducation, and today we're going to address a topic that may have come up as you were browsing around the site or maybe when you started stamping. We get a lot of questions from people asking, what size letter set should I buy? So maybe they're interested in like a 3/4 inch blank and they want to stamp on it. So they ask us which font they should get. The answer is not a simple one. So just know first of all that all the font sets that we carry are the popular sizes. So when choosing a font, you need to think about a bunch of things. First of all, design, like the look, what are you looking for? What are you going for here? Are you going for bold, where maybe you'll use a fancier font or a larger font? Or more subtle, where maybe you'll bump down the size of the font or use a more mellow font. That's something to consider there. Another thing to think about is, do you want to stamp the word in an uppercase or a lowercase? So we're going to show you, we have some stamp samples, but what I want to point out is that the uppercase and the lowercase may be the same size. They maybe have the same size in their title, but an uppercase is going to be a little bit wider, where typically a lowercase is a little more narrow. So that's going to determine which font to use as well as the length of your word. Another thing about the size of letters is that's referring to the height. I just want to point that out if that helps, not to the width. The width varies. Remember when you're browsing the site too, it's helpful to have a ruler handy, a ruler that also has millimeter ticks on it so you can measure it that way. That way when you're looking at the font, you can look down at your ruler and kind of get a feel for the width, and I don't know, maybe that will help you. So sorry, there's no real perfect answer on this, but we have stamped out some samples for you, which I'm going to show you next, that at least can help you visualize some of the fonts on some of the blanks. I've stamped out this sheet for you as a reference. This piece of copper is 1 inch wide, and then I've got a whole bunch of our more popular letter sets stamped on here, so you can kind of see how many letters you can get per inch. Let me walk you through this real quick. This is the 1/4 inch Uppercase Gothic, 3/16 Uppercase Gothic, 1/8 Uppercase Gothic, 3/32 Uppercase Gothic, and the little bitty 1/16 Uppercase Gothic. You can see a huge difference there on how many you can get on the 1/4 as opposed to the 1/16. Now down here we've got our Uppercase Kismet set, Lowercase Kismet, and the 2mm typewriter set, Uppercase and Lowercase. So again, you can see where this Uppercase and Lowercase Kismet, it's the same size. It's about a 1/8, and again, that measurement refers to the height of the letter. But the Uppercase tends to be a little wider, so you can only get, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 letters per inch on that guy. Where down here, I think there's 11, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Again, look at how narrow the L is compared to the I. So these are some factors that you need to keep in mind when planning out your words. I talked to a gal on the phone the other day who was having a hard time referring to her ruler and figuring out what 3/32 is. And I don't blame her, because it's a little bit confusing. So let's just go over the ruler again here. So the little lines, the short little ones refer to 1/16 of an inch. The next bigger, the medium lines, is 1/8. Here are your 1/4, these longer ones, and this is a 1/2. So the trouble with 3/32 is it doesn't exist on here. If we had more lines, there'd be one right in the middle there and one right in the middle there. So 3/32 would actually be right here. 1/8 is just slightly larger than that, and 1/16 is slightly smaller. Where we're talking about something pretty small, like 2mm, we also on the site try to refer to most of our letters and blanks in measurements of inches and metric. But for me, it's easier to look at the millimeters when you're talking about something really, really small. Like 2mm makes a lot more sense to me than maybe 3/64 or whatever that translates to. So I have here the 3/32 A, and you can see the right side of the A lines up, the bottom of that leg there, right where I showed you where the 3/32 would be on this ruler. I thought it would also be helpful to give you a reference of different fonts stamped onto the same size blank. So these circles are 3/4 inch, and this is our most popular size circle. I've stamped these 5 different fonts on here just so you can kind of take a look at how different fonts of different sizes look on the same blank. On a side note too, don't forget to mix your fonts. This one I've used the Uppercase loopy font as the first letter, and the rest I used a lowercase typewriter. We've talked about how to choose what size letter per size blank, but if you're still having trouble envisioning how the blanks are sized, we've got a printout for you online. It's under the free product videos and tips, and choose the tab Written Product Guides, and this kind of walks you through how to visually take a look at the different size blanks.